Hello and welcome to week 5 of the C1 course. Let's get started with the class. Today is the first class we are going to look at, Unit 2, People and Leisure Time. We are going to review hobbies, free time, spare time, and basically how people use their time. What we're going to do is, you need to remember, we have class on Fridays at 11 till 12 or from 7 till 8. This is the 11 until 12 morning class, the class that we normally record. So, today, what are we going to look at? We're going to look at how to improve your vocabulary, how to build your vocabulary by using word formation. Then we are going to do some speaking using word formation. After this, we're going to look at monologues, ways to organize our speech, and ways to show contrast. This week, we have been looking at a balanced discussion to give both points of view. We are looking at how to talk about both sides of an argument. We are going to use this, but in a monologue. So let's get started with vocabulary. Oops, sorry, one second. Let me just let Maria enter into the class. Okay. So, I have said to you in the past, a fantastic way to learn vocabulary is with the 5+ rule or the 10+ rule, in which you relate a word to a synonym, and then you also make a phrase using this word. You need to say the word out loud, because the best way to learn... Hello, Maria. Because the best way...
I can't listen to you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Can you please check your microphone settings? We can hear you. Okay. And what we did was make phrases, because the best way to learn a language is by speaking, by saying the word. Also, the best way is practice makes perfect. You do it frequently. Let's see then. We are going to look at the power of word formation. This is not about relating synonyms. However, it is using a word and taking the root form of a word and learning all the forms of this word. A good example of this would be choose, elegir. Yeah, we know the word. The most basic form of the word is choose, and it's a verb. You need to know the noun. What is it? Choice or choices.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear us, Maria? 1 second, I'm just going to solve this with Maria, because if not, okay. Okay, let's see if she comes in, okay? So, we learn all the groups of words. As I've said, choose is the basic form. Choice is the noun. Chosen is the adjective. Is there an adverb? Can you do something like by choosing? It's not really used as an adverb, is it? But a verb, choose, chose, choosing. You need to understand there are sometimes more than one word for a category. Choose, elegir, has a noun, choice, or plural, choices. The adjective, chosen, elegido, but you could also say, ha choosy person. And it means ticky-smickies. Choosy. C-H-O-O-S-Y. Choosy. So sometimes there is more than one word. A good example of this could be aware. Aware is consciente de algo. We know be aware of as a phrase. I am aware of the problem. We can say the noun awareness. Adjective aware or unaware. An adverb awarely or unawarely. There is no verb. We cannot say concienciar in English. You need to say make somebody aware of something. The best way is to make phrases with them, say the phrases out loud, and practice speaking. So, I have a great awareness of the problem. I am aware of the problem. The man handled the problem awarely. And I want to make you aware of the problem. Te quiero concienciar sobre el problema would be I want to make you aware, adjetivo, of the problem. So make somebody aware. So as you can see, word formation, we learn minimum 3 words, normally 4 instead of just 1. Every time you learn a new word, think noun, verb, adjective, adverb, what other forms? We need to, oh, 1 second. Now, why is word formation important? Why should we use word formation in English? We use it to speak in a flexible way. We also use it to understand more. The more words you understand, the better. We use it to explain ourselves better. We use it to avoid repetition, and we use it to demonstrate a higher level. My favorite example of this is know. For example, if I say, I know a lot of English, how can I say this in a different way using know? Miguel, do you remember how I can say, I know a lot of English using know as a noun?
Noun, no as a noun.
Yeah, what is know as a noun? Know is conocer, so know
Noun, no?
is knowledge.
Ah, knowledge, yes.
So how could I say, I know a lot of English, but with knowledge?
I have a lot of knowledge in English.
I have a lot of knowledge in English. I
Yes.
have a great knowledge of English. I have a vast knowledge of English. We use vast, meaning muy extendido. Yeah, vast knowledge of English. It's a very good word. I have a vast knowledge of English. If I want to say the phrase, I am aware of the problem. Jorge, how can I say, I am aware of the problem, but using awareness?
I'm awareness about the problem.
Okay, you have awareness. So I have an awareness of the problem. It basically
Okay.
means I am aware of the problem. I know about the problem. Now, with choose, as I said earlier, choose is the verb. The noun would be choice. What do I mean if I say, I cannot choose my timetable? I cannot choose my timetable. Maria, can you hear us?
Yes, right
Okay.
now, yes.
How can I say the phrase, I cannot choose my timetable, but using choice?
I have no choice for my timetable. There's no choice for my timetable.
Fantastic. So I have no choice on my timetable, about my timetable. Or there is no choice with my timetable. Yeah. So Choice is a simple word that comes from choose. It just makes us more flexible when we speak. It sounds more advanced, a higher level, if you can be flexible. Okay? So, what should we be doing? We should learn word families. Word formation, in Spanish, derivadas de palabras, we call this word families. They go together because they come from the same root. Spend, you need to understand that spend, as a noun, expense, un gasto, as an adjective, expensive, adverb, expensively, as a verb, spend. You need to know these groups. Create phrases, say them out loud, okay? What we're going to do is practice a little bit. I would like us, please, to look at these phrases and think which word is missing. Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? Is it a verb? And we're going to fill in the gaps. I'm going to give you a very short amount of time to review. First, let's think, what type of word is it? Do not give me the answer. Simply say, what type of word is this? So, what do you do for in your spare time? This is a noun. It's a noun, a singular, uncountable noun. We have to say which type of word is missing. So number 2, Miguel, read, say in the gap, and tell me the type of word. Not the
No?
no, the answer no. The type of word.
Yes. Do you ever suffer from body?
Don't give the answer. The answer.
Ah, do you ever suffer from in your free time?
So, is it a noun, adjective, adverb, or a verb?
A noun.
It is a noun. It's going to be a noun. Fantastic.
Yes.
Jorge, say the phrase and tell me the type of word.
Is learning English I think an adverb?
Okay. It's an
Used for your
adjective.
adjective, sorry, for
Yeah.
your leisure time.
Fantastic. We have some tricks for word formation that will help you with this. For example, if you have a, gap, noun, you know it must be an adjective. If you have a, gap, you know it must be a singular noun. If you have the, gap, you know it must be a noun or a superlative adjective. So these things help. It is an adjective. Maria, can you tell me what type of word is number 4?
Are you to any type of hobby or activity? Is
What?
an adjective.
It is an adjective again. It is an adjective. So let's try to review and we will say which words we think are in the gaps. I would like you to write the word, then we will check the answers. Okay? So, number 1, what do you do for in your spare time? Does anybody know this answer?
What do you do for creation?
Okay, it's a good guess, but not quite. It is a good guess. Anyone else?
It's a verb,
Yeah.
no?
It's
A
a
verb.
noun.
It's a noun.
It's a noun. Creating.
Not quite. Okay, don't worry.
No.
Look at the answers now.
Creativity.
Not a bad activity, and I think
Oh God.
creativity would work. Creativity could be an alternative answer. However, creativity is not really related to leisure and hobbies, but we will see. Number 2,
Creating.
do you ever suffer from in your free time? Any idea?
Boredom.
Boring.
You think it's boredom?
Boredom.
You think boredom, Maria? Jorge says boring. Miguel?
Boredom.
Boredom as well as the noun. Okay. Number 3. Is learning English a use of your leisure time?
Mm,
Does anyone know?
valuable.
Sorry, what was that?
Valuable. Valuable.
Okay, valuable is a good guess. I would say it's a very good guess.
Just guessing.
Yeah. Okay. So sometimes you know them, sometimes we don't, but we need to practice and review. Number 4. Are you to any type of hobby or activity?
Addicted.
Okay. What do you think, Jorge?
Addicted.
Addictive. IVE. Okay. And Miguel?
I was thinking addictive, but I think it's addictive, no?
Okay. We will look now. Okay. Number 5. What leisure activity do you find?
Boring.
Okay.
No.
Bear.
No, bearing.
Okay, bearing, you think as an adjective form? Okay, so it is an adjective. What do you think it could be, Miguel?
I don't understand very well the meaning of bear.
Okay,
in
to
this
bear in Spanish is like soportar. Soportar.
Yes, I knew, but I don't understand the sense of the
Okay, well, we
sentence.
will look at the example now and you will understand the question.
Okay.
Okay, do you have an answer?
Barely.
Barely is an adverb. It's not a bad guess, but no. Number 6. How often do you get to put your up? This one should be quite easy. Your must be a noun, of course.
This is an idiom to rest,
Yes.
no?
It's an idiom we have seen this week.
To put your feet.
Yeah, Maria says feet. Jorge?
Feet.
Yeah,
Feet.
you think feet too. Okay. Yeah, I think that was quite an easy one. Let's take a look at number 7. Do you find sports
Appealing.
appealing? Sounds like a very good guess.
Yes.
Yeah, appealing. Yeah, as an adjective would work. Yeah. And finally, have you ever had an from doing sport?
Injury.
Injury as a noun. I think that's a
Injury.
very good one,
Yes,
Jorge. I
it
would
does.
say injury. Makes sense.
Injury.
Now let's look at the answers and we are going to discuss. The first thing you need to do is make sure you understand the root. Create is a verb, crear, of course. Por is a verb, aburrir. Value is a verb, valorar. Addict, yeah? Is a verb in English, to addict someone. Bear is a verb in Spanish, soportar. Foot is a noun, pie, yeah? Appeal is a verb and it means like. It's very similar to like. I like it, it appeals to me. And injure is a verb, lesionar. Yeah? Let's look at the answers.
Oh God, recreation.
Number 1 is not an easy noun. It is a C1 level noun. Now the question is, what do you do for recreation in your spare time? What is recreation? Recreation is like saying fun. It just means off you, leisure. Leisure, recreation. They're the same. So what do you do for fun in your spare time? What do you do for leisure in your spare time? Number 2, do you ever suffer from boredom in your free time? Now, boredom, of course, is aburrimiento. Next, is learning English a valuable use of your leisure time? Si es de valor, see? Yeah, so is it valuable? Or are you addicted to any type of hobby or activity? Now, a person is addicted, temporarily addicted. Something is addictive. Coffee is addictive. Nicotine is addictive. Heroin is addictive. So something is addictive. Be addicted to something is estar enganchado, yeah? Next, what leisure activity do you find Bearable. Now, the word bear is soportar. So what is unbearable?
The opposite.
That
Yeah,
could
the
be.
opposite.
Okay.
In
And
Spanish,
bearable could also is possible.
yeah,
Could be
of
also
course.
possible.
Now, something unbearable is something you hate,
You hate them.
something that you despise, something that you can't stand. In Spanish, insoportable, ¿yeah? Lo que me llama mi mujer a veces. Yeah, insoportable. So, unbearable. Now, we use this. You are unbearable. Yeah. Next, number 6. How often do you get to put your feet up? Jorge, what does put your feet up mean?
To stay fit.
Okay.
Or-
Basically, it means to relax, to rest, to sit down and do nothing, to sit around, to put your feet up. Okay? Number 7, do you find sports appealing? Meaning, do you like doing sports? It is a simple way to say, do you like doing sports? Do you find sports appealing? Next, have you ever had an injury from doing sports? Si te has lesionado, have you ever had an injury from sports? Okay, now, what we are going to do is we're going to discuss the questions. I would like you to speak together as a 3, and I want you to speak for 1 or 2 minutes about the question. The idea is you use contrast. Use adverb connectors like. Use connectors like. However, whereas, on the other hand, okay, while, yet, you could use alternatively, despite, in spite of, though. There are many different connectors to show contrast. I would like you to discuss. For example, do you ever suffer from boredom in your free time? Yes, I do. I sometimes get bored in my free time. However, I don't think this is a bad thing. Do you ever feel bored in your free time? Someone else will speak. I sometimes feel bored and I hate feeling bored. Although I suffer from boredom, I always try to be entertained because I like it more. What about you? When you discuss. It is interaction. Okay? So, Miguel, first question. What do you do for recreation in your spare time?
I like to do DIY.
Oh, DIY, okay?
Yes.
Discuss with Jorge and Maria, please.
What do you think, Jorge,
Uh,
about my hobbies?
DIY. Do
DIY.
it yourself, chapuzas en casa. To do it DIY.
I think it's a good way to recreation because you can do things for your house or things for yourself. So I think it's a good thing. Although I have no time to do it in my free time, or I don't like it so much to do it. And
Okay.
you, Maria?
Yeah, I am on the same wavelength with you, but in my case, on the contrary, it's not about not having time to do it, but I don't know how to do. There are things that I can't fix them for myself, despite of my willing, even though I want to do it. So, isn't it right? If you don't know how to fix them, there's no point to try. Do you think so, Miguel?
You told me that you don't like to do DIY. Do you don't like to fix things?
Not quite. And this is because I some of them I don't know, or I can't fix them. I don't know how to do it.
Yes.
I don't know how to do it. I don't have a good knowledge of DIY.
Yeah,
Miguel, I
I have-
am with Maria on this. I really don't like DIY. I do it when I have to do it, but
is there an idiom in English? Sorry for interruption. Is I am only thumbs or something like that, or I got thumbs. It's about. It's an idiom in English to have thumbs, only thumbs, when you are not in you are not
plums on your thumbs.
Yes, I don't.
Yeah, okay, you can say that. You can say I am not very handy. Meaning
Okay.
handy is you're not very able. Yeah, I imagine it exists. I have personally never used this idiom, but I must admit I don't.
I heard it. I heard it somewhere here, but I. Okay.
Look, when you say it, I understand it. I have plums on my thumb. Yeah, it makes sense. It means I'm not very good with my hands. But we normally say to be good with your hands, to be handy, meaning you know how to do something. I am not very handy. I am not with my hands.
Did you say plug on your
Plums
thumb?
like ciruelas, I think.
Ah, what is that? You are not handy, no?
Yeah, have plums on your thumbs. I would say it is not a very high frequency idiom, but because it rhymes, you could use it. I have plums on my thumbs. Yeah, that makes sense. Even if you make up an idiom, it can be understandable. And this is understandable. Okay, though I've not heard it. But in American English, it could be possible. Okay, let's take a look at another question. Jorge, is learning English a valuable use of your leisure time?
Yes, of course. I think it's a valuable use because it's necessary in order to speak with other people in Europe or in other countries. And in my leisure time is very important because I'm doing the PhD in science, so I need to learn English a lot.
I found this out yesterday. I didn't know you were doing the PhD at the moment, Jorge. Nayara told me, and I was like, wow.
Yes, he told to me.
A lot of work, yeah. Maria, what do you think?
Absolutely. It goes without saying. English is necessarily, or nowadays, English is a must.
It is a must, yeah.
Yeah, it is a must. So
I think it is a must, even if you do not need it professionally. I think you will need it in some area of your life. It can be related to travel, to leisure, for anything, you know. However, some people learn English for fun, like Miguel. What's your opinion on learning English in your leisure time?
For me?
Yeah.
I think it's one of my best pastimes to start with English, to be with English, no, listening to it or learning new.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's a good thing. I personally enjoy learning languages. You know, I do look at various languages at a superficial level for enjoyment.
Are you addicted? Are you addicted to learning languages?
I must admit, when I was learning Spanish, I was addicted to it. I did it all the time. My friend asked me, do you want to go to the pub, to the bar? I said, nah, I'm going to stay home and study Spanish.
But you could have learned Spanish there in the pub.
Yeah, that's true. But when I was in England, it was difficult, of course. But yeah, I used to spend time with lots of Erasmus students, you know, Spanish speakers, purposely because I wanted to learn. Yeah, I would say I probably was addicted to learning Spanish when I was learning. Okay, next question. Ooh, this is a good question. I like it. Maria, you're going to answer. What leisure activity do you find unbearable?
Yeah. If it comes about unbearable leisure activities, I really can't stand going to the pub or having parties, noisy parties without any sense all the time. you know, repeated
I
noisy
am with
parties.
you. I am definitely with you on noisy parties, things like discos, clubs, noisy places. Yeah.
However, people are addicted. Some kind of people are addicted to doing this, but it's not necessarily my case. So yes, this is unbearable for me.
Yeah, I totally see that. You know, I dislike lots of noise, and I also dislike really big crowds. You know, when there are so many.
And
people.
another leisure activity I can't stand it at all is going shopping in crowded places.
I agree.
I hate it.
Me
I
too.
despise it. I don't like it.
Yeah. What do you think, Jorge?
I'm more or less in the same way than Maria. There is a lot of people that are shopaholic and I don't like it. So I'm with Maria with that. And also uh, I I like to go to pub to take a beer or stay with friends. But my leisure activity that I feel unbearable, I think is to go to buy clothes. I hate it. I can't with that.
I refuse to do it. I don't do it.
Who bought the clothes for you?
I either buy them online or I give my wife money and I say, buy me clothes. Because
Nice.
I really hate it. And normally, you will notice I always wear very similar clothes, blue and white, almost all the time. This is because when I go to buy clothes, I enter and I say, I would like 5 white t-shirts, 5 blue shirts, 5 pairs of trousers. And they say, what brand? I say, I don't care. And I say, I have 200 euros, but give me what you want. But I really, I don't like it. Okay, what's your view, Miguel?
And yes, I don't like at all to go exclusively to buy clothes. No, when I go to a supermarket, I used to have a look to the clothes. At the same time, I buy my purchase of meal, no food.
Hmm?
But I don't go only to buy clothes. I don't like.
Yeah. No, some people really enjoy shopping. In fact, there is a leisure activity called window shopping. This is in your vocabulary for Unit 2. Window shopping. What is it? It is not buying windows. What is window shopping?
Escaparates, no?
Yeah, exactly. It is when you go and you look only. You have no intention of buying anything. You do not want to buy anything. You go and you look and you try on clothes, but you are not going to buy anything. I don't understand this. I really don't understand it. But some people enjoy it. So there we are. Let's take a look at another question. Jorge, it's your turn. How often do you get to put your feet up?
Nowadays, in Sundays, I think Sundays is the day that I put myself feet up, but I don't have so much time, so I need to improve my leisure time. But I think it's one day a week, more or less.
Yeah, okay. What about you, Miguel?
You were talking about what question? Sorry.
Question number 6. How often do you put your feet up?
Yes. When I am a little tired, I relax to watching movies, or maybe I go to bed to listening to radio.
Hmm? Yeah, what about you, Maria?
If I had more free time for me, for myself, I would put my feet up more often. But in my case, I think on Sundays afternoon. Yeah, in Sundays afternoon, in the afternoon.
So it's not often. It's only one day a week.
Yeah, it's not often because but
yeah, I try to relax on a Sunday afternoon.
I try to.
But it can be difficult to find the time to do it. Okay, we are going to discuss one more question. I would like you please to speak together. I am not going to interrupt. I would like you to speak together and ask questions to maintain the interaction. You are going to discuss the question, do you ever suffer from boredom in your free time? Okay, Miguel, you are going to begin. I do not want any of you to speak for more than 20 seconds without passing the question. Do not speak for more than 20 seconds. You can interrupt, of course. You can ask questions, but do not speak like a monologue. So, question number 2. Do you ever suffer from boredom in your free time, Miguel?
No, really. I try to take advantage of my free time. If I am bored, I look for new things to do, no? What do you think, Maria?
Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, because I don't know how it's to be bored. You know, the word boredom is not in my style of life. Jorge, what about you?
More or less like you. I have the same feeling. I don't have so much time to feel bored, So, but I think the last time I feel bored, it was in summer when I was on vacations. And you, Miguel, what do you think?
And besides that, there is something else to be added. I really enjoy spending a little bit of time with me. So with myself, have time for me alone.
By myself, on my own.
On my own. What's your opinion, Miguel? Are you into it?
I try to pass my time doing things. No. If I don't like to be bored, because
you're right. But you can try to spend your time, your free time, doing things by your own. Okay.
Yes.
So what do you?
Okay, we're going to stop there. Thank you very much. Now, Maria, thank you. You were leading the conversation, trying to maintain and develop.
Yeah, I took your advice from yesterday. Remember when I asked how to? I don't know if it was okay.
Yes.
I tried to improve this for the exam.
It is simply a strategy to help us for general life, for conversation skills, and also for the exam, of course. Encourage other people to speak and try to develop the question. A good tactic, a good technique is to listen and think, what have we not spoken about? What have we not said? Okay, we're talking about generally when we are bored. We haven't spoken about the past. When was the last time you were bored? You can ask a question. Okay, we haven't spoken about when we were children. Did you get bored very often when you were a child? Okay, now this can help you to develop the conversation. Okay, and I agree with you all. I rarely feel bored because, I always entertain myself, and I think boredom is a state of mind. You are only bored if you want to be bored. There is always something you can do.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
The question is, do you ever suffer from boredom? So in this case, can we change the conversation by doing that, by asking about childhood, or
Yes.
you know, mixed tenses, and because this is about present, or
Yeah,
I
of
don't
course.
know.
Yes, you can change the tense. Yes. What you cannot do is go off topic. What they say. in
Okay,
Spanish,
okay.
desviarse el tema. Now we're talking
Okay, thank
about
you.
boredom, free time, entertainment. If you start talking about something like, I don't know, something not related to boredom,
Okay.
okay, like last time I went on holiday, you know, yeah, that's a problem. You need to stay on topic, but past, present, future, and because it's about activities, you can talk about any activity, but everything related to boredom, okay? Now, you can also change the wording, suffer from boredom, get bored, feel bored. You know, we can use these. Be bored. You know, you can use any of the phrases related to boredom. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next part. What we have been looking at is ways of conversing about a topic. When we were conversing, we were trying to look at contrast. We were trying to look at phrases with connectors like however, whereas, but, yet, while, although, even though, despite, in spite of. There are many connectors you can use to show contrast. However, there are also other phrases. We can use phrases like on the other hand, alternatively. We saw one yesterday, on the other side of the coin. These are ways of saying an alternative point of view. You need to also use this in a monologue. For example, in the Cambridge, you must speak for 1 minute alone, speak for 1 minute on your own, by yourself. You need to compare 2 photos, and you need to answer 2 questions. In this, you must use some contrast. For example, if I were going to answer this, I would have, why is it important to socialize and spend time with others? How could they be feeling in these questions? Now, I'm going to show you how to use contrast. So, let's say, from what I can see, there are photos of people who are spending time alone, or maybe they are spending time alone. The first photo shows a group of friends who are celebrating something. I imagine they have just climbed a mountain. However, the second photo is of a woman who is feeling frustrated. She seems very sad, very down, and very depressed. The first photo was taken outdoors, and I imagine it is in the countryside. However, the second photo shows a woman who is sitting in a house, so the photo was taken inside. In the first photo, although they are celebrating, I think they are also keeping fit and doing exercise. On the flip side, the woman who is alone is having a really bad time, and I think she's very depressed, okay? If I were them, I would be sociable, because I think it is important to spend time with other people in order to have a healthy mind. What did I use? I used connectors of contrast, however, whereas, but. On the flip side, you can use any connector. I could say, despite the woman being alone, I think she is healthy because she does not look ill. I imagine she probably has got upset about something related to a relationship, or maybe she is speaking to a counselor. We are speculating because we don't know. In this case, we will use might, could, maybe, perhaps, probably to speculate. This is a flexible exercise, but you must show contrast to compare the images. Focus on contrast connectors and phrases. On the other hand, on the flip side, as way of an alternative. Having said that, on the other side of the coin, I will send you a PDF of phrases you can use instead of on the other hand. Okay, everybody says on the other hand. There are many ways to say on the other hand. So we're going to look at those. I will send you a document about this. No, I will put it onto the course. Okay, I will put it onto Unit 2 and you can review it. Okay, right. What have we learned today? We have looked at word formation in English. It can help us to build our vocabulary. You must apply it. What you need to do is take the words, make phrases, and say the phrases out loud, because we learn languages by speaking them. Practice makes perfect. We have spoken about our hobbies, about our free time, about our leisure time. In this unit, we will talk about many different types of hobbies, not only sports. We will talk about different types of hobbies. And we've seen why our vocabulary is so important in learning English. What are the benefits of having a good vocabulary? If we go back, we are flexible when we speak. We understand more. We can explain ourselves in other words. We avoid repetition and we demonstrate a higher level. Okay? So, remember, you can improve your vocabulary with our Instagram channel and our YouTube channel as well. Are there any questions before we finish?
No, for me.
Okay, right.
No.
I'm in the process of sending the essays back. If you haven't received yours yet, you will receive it, okay? If that's it, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Remember,
you.
you have my number. If you need anything, any details, any consultation of any kind, send me a WhatsApp or an email. Okay? So thank you very much. I will see you
Bye.
next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye. Thank you.
Nice
Bye.
weekend.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.